Hey guys, welcome to Terrific Tuesday. No, welcome to Touch Base Thursday. December 5th, I think is the date. I'm telling you, I'm all screwed up. Excited to be going live with you all tonight. I have some really fun cards to share with you. Again, anybody new who might be joining me, I am Kim Vogel from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Just had my 9-year anniversary a couple of weeks ago. So if you are actually live with me, please comment. Let me know that you are there. And we'll get started here in just a couple of moments. Do I have the date right? Is it indeed? Yes, it is December 5th. You know what? You'd think I would learn that sooner or later, that I need to just, had that written down. I have other notes written down, but why I don't write that down, I don't know. Hi, Patty. Hi, Kathy. So anyway, welcome everyone. I've kind of been off kilter all day today. I had a really busy day at work, meeting after meeting after meeting, and then running here. And I had some business training that I had to do for our demonstrators that I participate in. So it has just been a crazy, crazy busy couple of days here. So anyway, I'm going to start by giving you guys a little bit of an update on my family, because I know you guys always ask me how everyone's doing and what's going on. So I haven't talked about my son Matt and his wife Nicole in a while. Most of you know I have my two girls, Natalie and Claire, who I talk about quite a bit because they still live here at home with me. But my son Matt and his wife Nicole, they are married, and they are expecting their first baby. And so she is finally feeling better. Most of you know that she had a horrible first trimester, and she's even into the second trimester, she was getting sick a lot. And she's now over that hurdle. She's 18 weeks. And so they find out in a couple of weeks what the sex of the baby is. And then they're going to be telling all of us at Christmas time. So I'll be sure to share that information as soon as I can, as soon as I have permission. But we are so excited. So I'll be a first-time grandma, end of April, early May sometime. So we are very excited, cannot wait. As for Natalie and Claire, they have been keeping us busy. Their dance is starting to wrap down for the first semester. They have, I think, classes yet one more week, and then we have a couple-week break, which will be nice, a little bit of a break from all of the running that we do. And this weekend, or this Friday, is actually Natalie's on the varsity dance team with our high school. So this Friday is her first dance performance. I mean, they did a dance performance for homecoming, but they'll be actually dancing at the basketball game. So we're happy to go see that. And then this weekend we also have our lighted Christmas parade for our church that we take the float through, and Claire has her second cello lesson. So we're all excited about her and this cello. She loves playing the cello, and I'm trying to convince her, just so you guys know, a couple of you messaged me and said she should play a little bit for us so we can hear her. I'm working on it. So right now on Thursday nights she's at dance, so it's why you haven't seen much of Claire, but I'm working on her over Christmas break. So I won't be going live Christmas week. I'm taking that week off. So I'll be live with you over the next couple of weeks, but I'm hoping on December 19th I can get her to maybe share just a little snippet of a Christmas song for you guys so that you can hear her play, because she plays so beautifully. So anyway, you guys know my routine of, if you share my video, you get into my drawing to win lots of awesome prizes and things like that. And up for grabs from last week, we had the brightly gleaming foil element stars, and we had the gold glitter enamel dots. So we had two things. And the winner of these stars is Kay Phelps. So Kay, congratulations. So I gotta tell you a little story about Kay. She loves Elfie. My last video, I think, was it my Elfie one? Anyway, and so when I pulled her name, it made me think of Elfie, because she loves the Elfie stamp set a lot. So I'm sure it's gonna be on her wish list here soon. And then it's probably already on her wish list. Anyway, the winner of the gold glitter enamel dots was Karen Birch. So congratulations to Karen and to Kay. So I see both of you guys pretty regularly. I'll make sure you guys get your prizes. And then for sharing this week, you up for grabs is a bolt of this is that really beautiful Merry Christmas ribbon. So it's the very vanilla, and it's got the copper Copper Merry Christmases. It goes with the Brightly Gleaming suite. And then the other one is the beautiful stitched garden green ribbon. So those are the two items that are up for grabs this week. Okay, so a few announcements before we get started, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about some projects that I've made with this awesome set. So first of all, I want to make sure you guys know about the closeout sale going on right now. So the closeout sale is a Stampin' Up! Sale, and they have select things that are up to 30% off, and I've posted it on my Facebook group here and on my page a couple of times. So if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check it out, because the awesome thing is I want to make sure you guys know that what my ordering promotion is in December. So I have done this the last couple of years, and I do it for any of my customers. I only do this once a year, and it's a 20% off any order during the month of December. It's my small token of appreciation and Christmas gift to all of my customers. And so a lot of you, anybody who's put in an order with me over the last year, you'll be getting a Christmas card in the mail. You may have even gotten it today. If not today, probably tomorrow. If I forgot you, please let me know. I tried really hard, but I do have a new assistant. Her name is Delaney, who's been helping me with a lot of my paperwork, my kits, and things like that. So she's still learning, so I tried my best to make sure that she knew how to find everybody in my database. But please know that even if you do not get a card in the mail, you're still entitled to your 20% off coupon, and I apologize in advance, but please let me know so that we can make sure that we get one out to you, okay? But that is something that I offer every year in December, and so it's been very well received, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. So the awesome thing is with that closeout sale, if there are things that you want from that closeout sale, it'd be 20% off in addition to that percentage off. So make sure you check out the closeout sale, because there's some really good deals on there. I have a few classes that are going on right now if you're interested in any of them. So Carol is saying she has no sound. I'm hoping that I'm live with you, Carol. It might just be that you have your computer on mute. I'm not sure. But my classes that are currently out there for you guys to purchase, both local and online. If you're local, my class dates are December 9th and 16th. I posted about it yesterday, and I have 2 card class options available. Your last chance for Christmas cards, because I'm thinking most people are probably close to being done with Christmas cards, but the bells are ringing. They're really beautiful bell cards. And then my other class is a masculine card class, and I figured I usually try to do about 2 masculine classes a year, and I haven't done one in a while. So the masculine class is using the A Good Man stamp set. So again, want to make sure that you guys are aware of those. And then I have my little mini scrapbook album. Those will be shipping out. A couple of you who watch me regularly I have already purchased that. Those will be shipping out. I'm getting them ready this week. You'll get them next week. That is my 6x8 mini scrapbook album. It's a 24-page album using the Let It Snow, which is paper you can't get anymore, but I have it now prepped and ready and cut. I'm just waiting for some ribbon to get here before I can ship those kits out. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll make sure you know the link to be able to purchase that online. And then also, this is for my local group of customers. I'm doing my holiday open house gathering, Christmas gathering on December 11th from 3:30 until 7. I'll be providing some snacks and some refreshments, awesome make and take, and a little gift for everyone that's going to be coming. So it'll be lots of fun, but please RSVP so that I can make sure I have enough supplies available for the make and take. And then I'm also going to be providing a little bit of an online Christmas party as well, where I'll be giving some things away. It'll be a kind of a Facebook Live, not outside of my normal Thursday ones. And so I think I have that scheduled for the week of the 16th, but I'll check my calendar and get that posted so you guys all know about that. Now that Facebook Live I'll be doing inside of my group. So right now I'm live on my Facebook page, but my little open house is going to be, or my online Christmas party type thing is going to be inside of my group, since those people inside my group is kind of like my VIP group. Now you're welcome, if you like my page, you're not in my group, please look for my group. It should show up here on Facebook as well. Ask to join it and get in there, because I try to post to both, but my group is where I kind of call it my VIP group, and I post to that a little bit more often than I do to my page. Finally, the mini catalog. So the mini catalog will be going out to all of my my customers who are long distance. You'll be getting it in the mail directly from Stampin' Up! And they are going to start shipping tomorrow. Now that doesn't mean you'll get it within a couple days. It takes about a good week for Stampin' Up! To get all those catalogs in the mail. So you should have it over the next, I would say, 10 days, okay? And anybody who has purchased from me in the last year, you are going to be receiving a catalog in the mail. If you are local, I will have those here. I believe they come next week. And I'll be able to start giving those out to you when you come for classes or when you come for my customer appreciation holiday open house on December 11th. I should have them that day. So it is the mini catalog that will begin after the holidays. And then my final event for December, I've always done this. So most of you know I'm off during the holidays. Our university closes for at least a week. This year, it is 2 weeks. And so on December 30th, it is a Monday, I am offering a little mini retreat. I've done this here in my basement for probably the last 6 years. I kind of call it a last chance sneak peek event. So it's your last chance to kind of get anything you might want from the holiday catalog and a sneak peek of the stuff and the products in the mini catalog. I have a couple of make and takes that you guys can do, but you basically bring your own projects and you work on your own projects and stamp with me, create with me. You can do card making, so you get scrap booking. I don't care if you bring your knitting, just come out and hang out with me. The cost of that event, I believe, is only, I think it's only $25 or $30. It's not a lot because it's not a full day, but you get $20 in product. And then you also get your make and takes and lunch is provided. Usually I make chicken noodle soup and sandwiches. Most of you know that's our standard go-to for lunch. Everyone loves the chicken noodle soup that we make. So anyway, December 30th, I'll have space for about 12 people. So RSVP for that early as well so that I know that you are interested in coming to that. So with that, I am going to transition my camera down to my stamp area. I don't have a whole lot in the way of announcements. I got through those pretty fast. But first I want to talk to you a little bit about what I'm going to be showcasing for you guys tonight as I'm reaching it from across. So this is the Beautiful Boughs stamp set and coordinating framelits, or dies. Now, I originally did not have this on my list of things to purchase. I just was kind of like, Stampin' Up! Had a set similar to this a couple of years ago, and I don't need it kind of thing. And then I qualified for a half-off item, and I decided to get this because I really liked it. And I haven't used it yet. Those half-off items. So when I talk about a half-off item, if I have an order that's going in that's over $450, I can get a half-off item. So I usually try to get a bundle that maybe I wouldn't normally purchase because I get it for half off. So if it's like a $52 bundle, I get it for like $26. So it makes it really reasonable for me to get these. But I'm like, okay, you can't buy this unless you use it. So I made myself use it, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys a really fun technique called the triple time stamping, and it's really a fun technique, and I'm using this stamp set for that. So let's transition down, and I'll kind of go over the stamp set and the framelits a little bit with you guys, and we're gonna make a couple cards together, and I'm gonna show you this really fun, simple, easy technique. So I'll be right back with you guys momentarily. I'm just gonna transition my camera down here. Okay, so let me bring this in and you guys can see my little sneak peek because I do have the projects kind of sitting here for you guys to peek at. I was going to try to make a fourth project, and I'm going to be honest, I ran out of time. So I'm going with what I have here. Whoops, let me fix this a little bit. I like it to be nice and straight. There we go. All right, let me pull my thing over here, and then we're gonna have some fun here and get started in just a moment. Okay, if you cannot hear me, go out of it and come back in. I think with the new iPhones, sometimes they mute themselves on videos and you have to kind of go out and come back in. So I think you'll be okay if you do that. But I do not know sign language. So anyway, so these are the cute projects that I'm here to share with you guys. And so first I'm going to share with you the stamp set and the bundle. This is the card that's called the triple time stamping card. This is the technique that I'm going to be sharing with you. So hi, Kathy. I see I've got Kathy out there and Sherry. So yeah, Kay, you need to go out and come back in, although she can't hear that. She can't hear me say that. So didn't even think about that. Okay. If one of you can type that, tell her she needs to go back out and come back in, and then she'll be able to hear me. So this is the Peaceful Boughs stamp set, and I love the greenage on here. This verse is so beautiful. So I made my mom some Christmas cards, and she always likes a verse on the inside, and this is the one that I chose for her. And I sent her Christmas cards to her today, and she reached out to me and sent me a text and said, that verse was perfect. And I'm like, yep, I knew it would be. My mom loves a really nice, good verse inside of her Christmas cards, and this stamp set is probably one of the best ones that I think we have right now. And then it coordinates with these awesome framelits, dies. I gotta quit calling them framelits, they're dies. So you have some greenery here. This kind of coordinates with the whole greenage in the stamp set. And then you have two different size of pine cones. So you have, I've only used the little ones so far, but this is designed so that you can do your outline. You can do your background, and then this is the one that you would lay on top of it. Okay, and you're gonna see that in one of my cards here in just a moment, how I did that. And then these I did not use, but look at these awesome labels that you have right here. These are perfect, you know, for doing different sentiments. So like this one right here, the May the Spirit of Peace, this whole sentiment would fit inside of this. And then this one right here would fit inside of your season's greetings. So I kind of like that. Again, you can tell which ones I've used for my projects today and which ones I didn't. I did not use this great big one right here, but that one would be really pretty to incorporate some of the larger pine cones onto your cards as well. So, and I don't even have a holiday catalog handy because I'm starting to transition into my my other catalog mode. But I think this was like $52.50 or $52.25, something like that. But I love it, love it. Oh yay, Claudia made it. So Claudia, one of my team members, was driving to Virginia, West Virginia, I think it is, for her nephew's wedding, and she just messaged us that she made it there. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started making a card. I'm going to first showcase this one right here. And yes, this one is a quick, simple, easy card. And I kind of started it that way because I think that this card is elegant and simple, yet really, really pretty, okay? And I paired it with, I'm going to bring my supplies in, I paired it with a piece of that Wrapped in Plaid Designer Series paper. Now, I know that all of you have seen me use this paper many times. Okay, before I get any further, I got to show you guys my nails because they are the diggity dog bomb. I get that word from my friend Dawn, but they are. So they're navy blue. Can you guys see how blue those nails are? And I let the guy who does my nails, I let him pick out what he wanted me to do. But check out this one. I'm not sure if you guys can see the detail on this one, but he made it look like it was Northern Lights. Can you guys see the trees popping in there as I move my finger around? I'm hoping it shows up on camera. I don't know, but it is stunning. So my ring fingers are that way. Let me bring it right in. Maybe that will help. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? Love it. Love it. Okay, so anyway, let's go. I'm sorry, I got totally off track on that. But he's just amazing. Love this guy a lot. So I started with a piece of real red cardstock, and this, cherry cobbler. This is cut 4 1/4 by 11, and this card I designed it to be an open, a fold from the top. Now, normally I don't do those, and I'll tell you why. I'm normally a side fold card person, and there's really no reason why I do that. Well, there kind of is, but kind of not. So the reason is when I'm taking my classes on the go, and I'm taking these to go to like my to the Thumb, where I do a class over in the Thumb of Michigan, or going somewhere. The cardstock, when it's this size, does not fit in my baskets, and it gets kind of bent up. And so that is simply the only reason why I fold them the other way. But this size fold, this kind of fold will also fit in their standard envelopes as well. So just another little tip for you. It's just, you're just cutting the cardstock the opposite way instead of doing it in the... But yeah, no, Claudia, that is not a dip nail. What he did is it's like this weird top coat, and he took a magnet to move the stuff around, and then he hand painted the trees in there. He's just amazing. And then Natalie had an appointment to get her nails done today because I let my girls get their nails done occasionally, and she told him that she wanted her nails done just like her mom. It was kind of funny. He laughed. So next I have a piece of Whisper White. You guys, I have my names so mixed up tonight. This is not Whisper White. This is Very Vanilla. So we have Cherry Cobbler, Very Vanilla. I told you it's been a long day. This is cut 5 1/4 by 4. And this I actually ran through the Big Shot with the subtle embossing folder. So I do have a little bit of texture to that. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this down to my card. So again, the main mat size fits. Everything fits like it normally would. You're just doing the cut of the actual card a little bit different. I then have a piece of that designer series paper, and this is cut 4 by 2 or 2 by 4. And I'm just going to adhere this. Now you could also use any of the patterns in there. I have a whole bag. Wait till you guys see this whole bag of scraps that I have left. I mean, it's a whole bag of scraps. So I just kind of went to my bag and pulled one that was already cut to the right size and went with it. I then have a piece of 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 Cherry Cobbler cardstock. And then I have my 4 by 3. And those are going to layer together very, very nicely like that. First, we're going to do a little bit of stamping onto this. And I do not have a piece of grid paper in front of me. So I'm going to use a piece of my scrap paper from my note that I used. And I'm going to be using the Shaded Spruce ink. And all I did is I took the... get my stamp here. I took this stamp right here and I just kind of stamped off onto the sides of this. So that is what we are going to do. I'm just going to ink this up really good. Now, if you have problems when you go to use your ink, your bigger blocks and your bigger stamps, getting it to ink, I have a lot of luck by kind of like kissing the two together and just tap, tap, tapping. I feel like I get a lot better coverage of my stamp by doing it that way. So if you have issues, I encourage you to give that a try. And then I'm going to ink it up again. Let me move my stamps out of the way here. And I'm just going to do the same thing here on the other side of this. Well, bring it up with me. So there you have that. And then I used the Cherry Cobbler. Now I may have actually stamped a little bit too much, but that's okay. You guys will get the idea of it. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment, my season's greetings. So it might actually go into the green a little bit, but that's fine. Oh, not too bad. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this together onto that piece of 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I do these two sizes together a lot, and a lot of it is because of the fact that when you're cutting, if this was going to be a piece of designer series paper, you get a lot out of your 12 by 12 by it being a 4 by 3, and you don't have any waste whatsoever. I'm then going to go ahead and dimension this onto. Sorry, I got to open up a new pack of dimensionals. Set them out last night, but I didn't open them. So I had to get all set up for you guys last night instead of today, and that might be why I'm a little thrown off, because normally when I'm setting up, it kind of refreshes my brain on what I'm going to be doing. But I had to set up last night because today we're getting my daughter Natalie a new pair of, she dances on point. Hi, Beth. She dances on point. She made it on her point, on her toes about a year ago. And her point shoes are already either too small, not working, and she's already needing a brand new pair. And so we met with her dance teacher after dance class to talk about getting her fitted and what we have to do and the best place to get them. And so she helped us get her fitted for a new pair. And so I knew I was going to be running a little bit late, and so I'm like, I've got to get this done tonight or last night, or I'm not going to be ready for you guys. So then in advance, I stamped a couple of the little mini pine cones. So these are also from that stamp set. So you'll see that I actually used the mini one quite a bit. I did not use the big one, but here's the mini one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put these into the branch here on the top. And I just did one here like that. And then I did one over here like that. And that's all I did for that card. There are no embellishments in this card whatsoever. I think that this paper with that little bit of a foil edge to it, the foil look, is just enough to set this card off. So if you are in need of making Christmas cards yet, and you need something quick and fast, this I think would be a really good card to do that with, because it's so elegant yet so simple. Okay, so that is the first card that I wanted to share with you guys. The second card I wanted to share is this pretty one right here, and how I use some of the dies to actually make a wreath. Now, I am not going to actually probably take the time to glue all of that together, but I'm going to show you guys how I did it. This I thought would be a really unique take on using the dies, one that maybe some of you may have not thought of, and so that's kind of why I wanted to showcase that. I have a piece of the Whisper white cardstock. This is cut 5.5 by 8.5. And then in advance, I also have a piece here of 5.25 by 4 Whisper white, and I ran this through the wood planks embossing folder in advance. And just to, again, to save a little bit of time. Oops, let me move this one out of the way. I'm getting all my stuff all in the way here. And then what I did is I adhered this on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. You can see here, I wanted a little bit of lift to that. Oh, thank you, Beth. I'm glad you liked that card. And Kathy, thank you. Thanks, you guys. So what I did is I cut out, this is one of the dies from the set, and I cut them out in 3 different colors of green. I did Garden Green, Pear Pizzazz, and Old Olive. Well, it helped to get the right 3 green here. Okay, so I did 3 different colors of green. And all I did was on this right here, I started here at the bottom, and I found it a lot easier to cut off these little branches or these little parts here on the bottom. So I just cut those off. And all I did was kind of start to go at the bottom, and I layered these. I'll show you guys kind of how I did it, but I'm not going to take the time to actually glue them down because you got to use I used the Tombow glue. But all I did was kind of layer these underneath of one another and made them into a wreath. And so I did actually make the wreath before I went ahead and started gluing everything down, because I still feel mine's a little lopsided. But again, you guys get the gist of what the look I was going for. But I wanted to be able to layer these all down and make sure that it looks good before I started the adhering of it. So I just kind of would always go underneath the other one. And I did the alternating colors. So you have Pear Pizzazz, you have Old Olive, Garden Green, Pear Pizzazz. So next is what? Yep, Old Olive. But I found it a lot easier to cut those little things off of here. It was easier to tuck this underneath then. And then I take 6 of them, so not very many at all. And I'm going to end by tucking this one under and that one here. So you can kind of see my wreath forming a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then I used the Merry Christmas dies. Now the Merry Christmas dies are in the annual catalog, so I thought it was a nice way to bring in those. Let me show you the Merry Christmas dies in case you haven't seen them before, or if you're kind of drawing a blank on what they are. The Merry Christmas framelits have the words Merry and then Christmas, and then they have Happy and Holiday. So there's a bunch of different words in there. And I just used the word Merry. Let me put those away. And I just adhered. Oh, actually, I also put I cut out a couple of the pine cones using the soft suede. And now this is just, I did not put anything underneath of them, so I just used these. And I kind of adhered them underneath by the green on both sides here. So you're just going to kind of adhere these down. And then I put the word Merry across there. So you kind of get an idea of how I did that. And then I used the Merry Christmas. This is from the Brightly Gleaming stamp set. And all I did was cut off the word Merry, since I already have the Merry on there. So you literally just take your scissors, and I just, I cut around this first, because this is a really easy thing to cut around. So I pre-stamped this in advance just to save a little bit of time. And I'm just going to cut around this like that. And then all I did was cut off the word Merry, and I cut it off really close to the Merry. And then I just went ahead and took a couple of little mini dimensionals and adhered that down. Isn't that adorable, you guys? So quick, so easy, so simple. And then from here, though, I would start by gluing it down at the bottom and kind of work my way around. But I thought that was a really cute way of using that versus, using it as like the pine cones and a branch kind of thing, using it to make a wreath. Okay. Hi, Mary. Hi, Janet. Okay, so that is card number 2 that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, the star of the show tonight is what I'm referring to as the triple time stamping technique. And this is the card that we're going to be making. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? I love it, love it, love it. Now, I am not going to be telling you guys these measurements because you're not going to probably be able to write them all down while I'm talking, so it's going to go kind of fast. Excuse me, guys. But I will put them, so if you guys noticed, last week I did the chapstick holder, or whatever week it was, 2 weeks ago, I did the chapstick holder and the little matchbox with the Ghirardelli chocolate. So those measurements are up there. So what I do is I post them up in the description of the video, and then I also post upload my videos from my Thursdays to YouTube. And once they're on YouTube, I put the measurements in the description of the video. So you'll be able to have these measurements so that you can easily refer back to them. Okay, but I do have them that I may mention. I think I have them written down on my piece of grid paper behind me, actually. Let me see. I'm looking at where I designed this card, but they're not there. So, okay, like I said, I will have these for you guys later. But basically what you do, let me bring in the pieces of this. So I have my card base that is cut at your standard, this is cherry cobbler, and that is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, so your standard size. And then you have a piece, this is my next layer, the typical mat, 5.25 by 4. And then these are the sizes that I don't have written down or memorized, but I will get them out there for you guys tonight, I promise. Because the problem is they're in my phone, and I'm using my phone tonight, so that's how I do my videos, so I can't look it up for you guys. But basically, you have 2 different sizes that correlate together. They're each 1/4 inch difference, so you can see how that kind of works together, okay? But I'm going to take all of the Very Vanilla pieces, and we're going to work with those first. So now you could do this with any stamp set. I'm just choosing to do it with this one. And what you're going to do is you are going to layer these together. Now, if you have a temporary adhesive, I encourage you guys to use the temporary adhesive. When I made my sample a couple nights ago, I just used a glue dot. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these on top of each other and kind of making sure I have the same amount of space in between, where they're glued together. So you can see I have one little glue dot holding those together, or holding that together. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. One little glue dot, and I'm going to put this one in the middle of this, okay? So basically, all I've done is layered all of my Very Vanillas together, okay? So far, so good, right? Then what I did is I'm going to start doing some stamping. So I'm going to do some stamping of the leaves using my shaded spruce. So I'm going to stamp here on the top first. Make sure this is in here so you guys can all see me here. And I'm improvising because I don't have grid paper either. And you want to make sure you get a really good pressed image on this and hold it and let that ink kind of absorb into the paper. Now it is definitely going to look like this, and it is okay. You're going to see why in a couple of minutes, but that is completely okay. So what I did is I used this great big one, and I stamped that corner, and then I'm going to also stamp it onto this corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here, maybe without making a mess all over my fingers, which was near impossible because I just did. And then I'm going to use the little one. You hear the little one? My block needs to be desperately cleaned. I'm going to go into my ink again, and I'm going to stamp this one on this corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the other one on this corner. Now, those of you that are local to the Mount Pleasant, Michigan area, make sure that you come and see my sister and I. We are both doing craft shows this weekend. I'm representing the Basement Bunch Stampers, yay! But I will be at Zion Lutheran Church for my church's annual Cookie Walk and Craft Show. And that is, I believe, from 9 until 1, 9 until 3, something like that. And my sister will be at the Renaissance School Academy in Mount Pleasant at their Santa's Workshop event. So we are double dutying it. And so those of you that are local, make sure you stop on out and see us, okay? I want to make sure you guys know about those events. I'm then going to bring in some crumb cake. And with the crumb cake, I am going to stamp some of the little pine cones. And these I'm just going to kind of put one here. I'm going to put one here. I'll do one down here. And we'll do one up here. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And I chose to use the Joy to the World that is in the stamp set as well. It's part of the Beautiful Boughs stamp set. I'm going to bring in my Cherry Cobbler ink, and I'm just going to stamp Joy to the world down here on the bottom. Okay. So now we have all of our stamping done. So now what we're going to do, you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, that seems so easy. Why didn't I think of that? So you can see by stamping that way, it's left this little line around here where you can see. But you know what? We are now going to tear this apart and layer these pieces inside of it. So all of that is going to be covered up. So I'm going to carefully pop these off. I only have them secured by a glue dot. Don't they look kind of silly once they're all separate? I think so. But look at that, okay? So now we have these 3 layers all separated out, and we are going to adhere them onto their right pieces. And you're gonna see how this piece of cardstock in the middle of them, let me get that one out of the way, it makes it look like it is meant to be with the way it's stamped. So I have that one on there. We're gonna go ahead and adhere this piece on here. So has anybody, those of you that have never seen this technique before, are you not going, oh my gosh, isn't that so amazing? I'm going to go ahead and put this one on here. And then I'm going to adhere this one on top. Can you guys see how that's going to just match up perfectly? So we're going to go ahead and adhere this one down here. And I'm going to purposely make sure, see how right here you can kind of see, I don't want it over where you can see that. I want to make sure I line it up the best I can, and then I cover up any of those spots where you can kind of see. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that one there. And then we're going to adhere this entire piece right here onto this one, doing the exact same thing. Isn't that so cool? I love this technique. And then we're going to go ahead and put this piece onto our card base. This is our, again, 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cherry cobbler. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece down onto my card base. And there you have a beautiful card that we created using the triple time technique. Now you could also make these different sizes. Like I said, I'll be sharing my sizes with you guys. Then what I did is I went ahead and added some greenery to this, some green foliage. Now I would normally use my Tombow glue, but I don't want to keep you guys forever tonight. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it with a little bit of snail. And then here's where I actually cut out one of the pine cones using the crumb cake cardstock. And then I did an overlay of it with the early espresso. Okay, and that one is really fun. I mean, a little piece that I didn't get out of there. There we go. And so I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of very carefully adhere these two together, just so that you guys can kind of see how this card comes together. And then I'm going to do the other one. I think if I can find it, here we go. I'm just going to put a little bit of a snail on that. I can go back later. And again, I'd be using the liquid glue because the liquid glue is a lot better glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals to this. So one on each of these here. And then I'm just going to adhere these on top of the greenery. So I'm going to put one here and one here. And then I used the copper trim. So this is the copper trim that we have. And I'm glad you guys like this card. I was trying to, I was kind of having a moment of, oh my gosh, what can I do with this stamp set to show you guys something unique and different? And I have not made a card with this technique in quite a while, and decided that that's what I was going to do. I actually did a class on this technique. Gosh, it's been maybe 2 or 3 years ago. My friend Jen, who does all of my cutting, told me if I ever did that class again, she was going to quit. So I don't think I'll be doing another one of them. That was a lot of cutting for her because, you know, of all the different sizes that you need for that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and trim these off. And I'm going to adhere this with a dimensional, or a glue dot, I'm sorry, right up there. And there you have a beautiful card using what's called the triple time technique. Is that not a beautiful card? So, and I'll tell you, if you give this card to someone, you will definitely get a wow, because they're not going to know how you stamp that and how you line that all back up. And as you can see, it's really quite easy. And that's why a temporary adhesive would work really, really well. Obviously, do not use fast fuse. The snail would have worked too, but I find the glue, one little glue dot does the trick for me. And that little glue dot doesn't matter if it's on there after I glue all of the pieces together. So anyway, those are my projects that I had to share with you tonight. I hope that you enjoyed them. Like I said, my ordering promotion is 20% off any order that you place during the month of December. I've done that now for the last probably 2 or 3 years as a little bit of a Christmas appreciation gift to all of you. So as those of you can also use it long distance. If you are not able to come locally and see me, although I would love to meet every single one of you. And let me bring in my last card here, the one that I actually glued together. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed these projects. I will be live with you all next week, but I have no idea what I'm going to be sharing with you. So if you guys have any ideas on something that you might want to see, please let me know. I'm trying to think of a stamp set. I have quite a bit here that I haven't showcased yet, but I would love to know what you guys would like to see as well. So if there's a certain special stamp set, comment in here, let me know, or a special technique. Maybe one of these times I have to show you guys the Northern Light technique, and you can kind of see the technique that kind of inspired my nail here. So anyway, thanks you guys so very much for joining me tonight. Again, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will be back with you guys next week. I just have no idea yet what I'll be doing. So Beth, yes, you send me your order and I get you guys a total and do it that way. So anyway, thanks so much everyone for stopping by tonight and letting me kind of be all over the place tonight. At least it feels like I was. But I hope that you've enjoyed the projects, and I really hope that you guys give this triple time technique a try. And I am going to, I promise, get those measurements posted tonight so that you have them right away to be able to go ahead and make some of these awesome cards. So thank you all so very much, and we'll see you guys back here next week. Have a great weekend and a great week ahead. Bye.